was that? Yeah.
All right, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Hefner, and then we'll open up the floor to questions for Jimmy Faust. Coach?
Well, every win at this point is a good win, and really proud of our guys. Thought they battled well. Jimmy did everything we could ask for him starting the game. Obviously, the big inning in the fourth, and then able to hang on the rest of the way. So we're fired up to play another one.
Questions for Jimmy Faust?
How big was that kind of 9-run inning from the offense to get you, maybe settled in a little bit and say, okay, now I can kind of pitch for the lead and now I can get a little more comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. That's what our offense always does. They always come through. They kind of started maybe a little bit slow, but they're always going to come up. So, I mean, as a pitcher, you just have to go out and pitch with the lead and just fill up the zone and let the defense work. So.
Jimmy, I know you're going to be sitting back watching this next one, but what problems have you seen from Texas Tech either this year or in years past?
I mean, they're a good team. We're a good team. So, I mean, whoever plays the game better that day is going to win. So that's all we can do.
How much has been in this situation before the last few years helped this ball club, knowing that you guys have been on the cusp so many times and have been able to win a situation like this before as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. We have older guys that are experienced and know how to play in an elimination game. So, I mean, like I said, just go out and play our game and good things will happen for us. So.
Any more questions for Jimmy? All right, we'll excuse Jimmy, and then we'll open up the floor to questions for Coach Hefner.
Coach, this quick turnaround even for that tournament atmosphere now, do you even tell your guys or anything, or is it just as simple as just go play your game?
Yeah, just a reminder of who we are and what we do. And honestly, at this point, you don't need to say a whole lot. They're excited to keep playing, and we got some guys who are some great competitors, and I think they got some toughness to them. So playing a doubleheader is not an issue at all.
Coach, how many innings have you been a part of like that in the fourth? And I mean, I think 8 of the 9 runs came with 2 outs there.
Yeah, I think our high on the season was 13 in 1 inning. So we have done it a few other times, not against a opponent like that, but we do have an offense that can get rolling a little bit when they're clicking. So.
Any other questions for Coach?
How much you kind of have your guys who have been here, similar situation, I think in 2016, kind of speak on to the younger guys about kind of what this moment is about, facing essentially the same team, same place, same scenario?
Yeah, I don't know. They might be saying things to each other, but we haven't had them, address the whole team about it. I think it's more the guys who have experience and who've been in regional championship games and stuff. It's more how they model it and how they carry themselves, the confidence they have, and how they just keep going about their business. I think that's the best way to lead the younger guys and the guys who haven't experienced it before, and I think our veteran guys do an outstanding job of that.
Coach, Tadlock said last night they were going to go with their regular number 3, Bryce Bonin. What do you know about him, and how do you approach a guy like that?
We just got to do our thing. So right now we're just playing and going up there. Each guy has to have a good approach, and a lot of times at this point in the year, you treat everybody as an individual. So each of our hitters have different strengths, so they're not all going up with the same approach. So even, they look at, okay, here's what this guy does, but we look at what's each one of our hitters' strengths. So it's not necessarily here's a scouting report for our whole offense. It's a scouting report for each individual guy.
So you're going with Bonin. Who are you going with?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Any more questions for Coach Hefner?
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Two waters.
start with an opening statement from Coach O'Sullivan.
Well, first of all, congratulate Dallas Baptist. They certainly earned it, and they're a really good offensive club, and so they're certainly earned moving on until tonight's game. I want to thank our 3 seniors, Nelly, Blake, and Jonah. They've been to 3 Omahas, and obviously it's a tough way to end the season the way it did today, but not many people could say they've been to Omaha 3 years in a row. And they certainly set a standard here, and certainly going to miss those guys. I got a couple guys here to my right. They're going to have opportunities to move on to professional baseball with some other players as well, and want to thank those guys as well. The way the game went, it's kind of a fitting ending to the way the season went. We have this is probably, I was talking to Austin about this before. This is probably the most resilient offense I've had in 12 years. I mean, they continue to scratch and claw and do what they needed to do to get us back in the ball game. Most teams, down 9-2, it would be tough to come back, and we got 1 base hit away from tying up the ball game there in the 9th. So, but the big inning just got us. We think we gave up 7 runs with 2 outs, and we just couldn't quite stop the bleeding. So, that's been kind of our MO the entire year. The big inning has kind of got us, and so we've got some work to do that way moving forward next year. But awfully proud of the way we battled this season, how we battled this weekend, and like I said, Dallas Baptist earned it, and wish them the best of luck moving forward.
Open up for questions for Austin Langworthy and Will Dahl.
Hey, Will, what was that like? That 9-run inning, you're down by 7 to claw back to where you're, a hit away to tie it there at the end.
It's nothing new to us. It's not the first time we've been in a deficit, something like that. Honestly, there's not really any panic in our offense. I mean, sometimes we'll press here and there, but really when it comes down to it, we relax and go do what we do best. I mean, I had to keep myself in check after my second at bat. I was a little fired up and a little mad with what our pitching staff had done, and we couldn't finish out the inning. And I had to remind myself that, hey, we're one of the best offenses in the country, and we can relax and do our thing. Just we need somebody to go out there and get us outs, and we'd be fine. So.
For either, where did that mental toughness for the offense to always keep battling? You guys have clawed back in so many games this year. Where did that come? When did you kind of see it develop? Was it in the fall, before the season started, at some point during the year?
I think during the fall we knew we had a chance to be really good offensively. We had a bunch of guys swinging it really well. I mean, even guys that didn't get a lot of opportunities this year did really well in the fall, and we kind of just carried that over to the season. And we've battled our tails off all year. I'd go to war with any of these offensive players any day of the week.
Yeah, I think he's spot on it. When it comes down to it, our offense as a unit, whoever's stepping in place of somebody that may be down or, whatever happens, we're very tight-knit and we work together really well and know our strengths and weaknesses and try to, make sure everybody in the holes are all filled so we can do what we do. So.
You guys will both probably have the chance to play professional ball, the draft next week. If you don't come back, where does the team stand with the younger guys? They had a lot of chance to play this year. What does the future of this program look like with the guys you've come to know this year?
I mean, like I said before, this is a really good group of offensive players. I mean, we had a lot of young guys in the lineup. I mean, I think of Judd, Acton, Jacob. I mean, we had some freshmen that just really stepped up for us this year, and they're just going to grow and mature throughout the year, just like every college baseball player does, and have a chance to be really good.
I mean, it's the same thing for me. I think, we were young this year, and to be as talented on the offensive side of the ball as we were, it goes to show that we got some young guys that can really swing it. And with some maturity and as they grow and have more at-bats, it's going to be impressive to watch these guys the next couple of years. So.
Any more questions for the student athletes? All right, thank you, guys. Open for questions, Coach O'Sullivan.
Sully, you said this is kind of a fitting into the season. I mean, when you think of this team, I mean, is it just going to go back to not the arms or not enough the experience pitching like today? You having to rely on a freshman in a game like this.
Well, yeah, but we don't make excuses. I mean, they're not freshmen anymore. I mean, I thought Nick threw the ball well. The first 3 innings against a really good offense. I think the one pitch that probably got him off a little bit was the 0-2 home run by Sosa. But Nolan was rested. He's one of the only guys that hadn't thrown other than Tyler. And Tyler hadn't thrown very much, obviously, in a while. So, we just need to get one more out, and the inning was over. I think that's the thing we've been preaching the entire year is, you give up one, just battle like heck not to give up the second one. You give up 2, don't give up the third, because you never know which one's going to come back to hurt you or help you. It's just unfortunate that we just weren't able to stop it. I haven't been involved in many innings like that. I think the 3-run homer is probably the one that probably got us. It just kind of got us in a bad position there, but, it is what it is.
Every team is different. What do you take as a coach, learning from dealing with this team and the struggles you guys went through all year?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to take some time to reflect. But the bottom line is we need to grow up on the mound in a hurry. I thought Nick grew up a lot there at the end of the year. I thought Ben Speck was really, really good today. And so there's a lot of bright spots. I mean, obviously we're all disappointed with the game today and how the season ended. But, Christian Scott has shown a lot of improvement. Got a bright future, moving forward. And obviously get back Tommy and Jack and get those guys going and try to help them get better. And obviously Jack was great at the end of the year too. And Tommy had a couple good starts there, obviously at Missouri and the SEC tournament against A&M. So there's a lot of pieces. But I think the biggest takeaway, when you're really young in the bullpen with freshmen, it just makes it a little bit difficult. They've never really been in those types of leverage situations before. So, we'll get better moving forward. It's just unfortunate, that we ended the game the way we did today.
And then with Tyler, hindsight's 20/20. But did you just want to get him back out there? He hadn't thrown since I think April 20th. Just get him back out there and give him another chance to throw before he might end up leaving. With the
sure, it's easy. I'm sitting here thinking, well, maybe we would have brought him in there in the 4th. I just didn't know. But he hadn't thrown in a while. So he hadn't seen a live game in quite some time. So maybe it's me just trying to protect him, trying to put him in a position to where he'd be successful. The idea was for him, if we were able to win that ball game, because I still felt good about our offense, even though it was a night they had Carraway warming up down there. I thought if we get the leadoff man on, we can make it interesting. But obviously hindsight's 20/20. But the idea was if we had won the game, we were going to start Tyler the second game today, because there's only a 55-minute break in between. So we'll probably start him, ease him into it. It's hard. When a guy hasn't thrown in a long time like that, it just makes it hard to bring him in the middle of an inning. They just haven't been in a game situation before. So maybe I was a little bit too overprotective to make him start an inning. I just didn't at that point. Like I said, hindsight's 20/20. With just one out to go. Could I have brought him in? Yeah, but the idea was to hopefully start him an inning so he can get comfortable. And the idea was to let him throw the 9th, and we were fortunate enough to score 3 runs. And if we tied it, extend him a little bit. But when a guy hasn't thrown that, in a live game that long, it's hard to bring him in the middle of an inning. And like I said, hindsight's 20/20.
I know his last couple of bats didn't go the way he probably wanted with Nelly, but would you rather have anybody at the plate there with that bases loaded situation? Also, can you just speak to what he's meant to the program in 4 years?
Well, and speaking about Nelly, he's top 5, top 10 in a lot of different categories. He's been a really clutch hitter for us, and both him and Blake are part of a national championship team, which no one will be able to take that away from him. I feel bad because it's never a good feeling the season ends. But as far as Nelly and Blake, and they've been a tremendous amount to us. I mean, both really quality. They're obviously really good players, but just really good human beings. And Jake, Blake's already got a job lined up. He's excited about. We talked about that last week. So they both got their degrees, and obviously Jonah. What a great story that is too. Took a year off and worked, and I think was MVP of the regional last year, and had a chance to go to Omaha. So all three of them are certainly going to be missed, but. And quite honestly, we don't have the opportunity to keep a lot of seniors because a lot of our juniors get a chance to play, and a lot of them get drafted high enough to go. So we should probably start having a junior and a senior day, to be honest with you. But no, to get back to your question about Nelly, I mean, what a great player. He's been a great player for us, and of course Blake the same thing, and of course Jonah. It was good to see Jonah hit a home run yesterday. So he's got some memories he can obviously reflect back on.
Any more questions for Coach O'Sullivan? Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.